Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are you? I hope all is well up north.
Yeah, it is. We had our first, I guess you would say, significant snow. It wasn't, I mean, we didn't have to shovel or get out the snowblower or anything. Although I did start the snowblower last night just to make
Just to
sure
make
that it
sure.
was.
Yeah. Better you than me, sir, because I cannot even imagine. I've visited snow maybe two or three times, but I am a
Is
South
it?
Florida boy, born and raised, so snow is just completely foreign to me. I have no idea how
Oh,
you live like
got
that.
water. In other words, is what you're
It's
saying.
right. It's right. It's yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so.
Well, it basically just kind of was a temporary. Well, and it was all overnight, and it was on a weekend, so it didn't really.
It wasn't too
And I
bad.
mean, hey, we're all stuck at home anyway,
That's
so really,
right. What are you gonna
difference
do?
does it really make at the end of the day?
That's right. Well, we're back, and I am ready to continue my education on all things American Revolution because we have now reached a part with this scenario that I am wholly unfamiliar with. The entire Long Island and New York campaign portion of it. Um,
I'm confused. We seem to be fighting a battle that isn't at Saratoga. I'm not sure what's going
I
on
know.
here.
What are we gonna do? How does
Wait
yeah?
a minute.
These terrain features I'm just so unfamiliar with. So I don't know if putting you on the spot, of course, as always, but if you want to tell us about, is it General Grant's attack on Long
It is.
Island?
Yeah, we can do the usual kind
Sure.
of quick down. So
Okay.
we're moving. We're moving south. We're still in New York, but now we're going down to the city, I guess. Yeah, this is late August of '76. The strategic background of this is that earlier in the year, in March, Continentals were finally successful in chasing the British out of Boston after Washington takes command and creates and Continental Congress creates the Continental Army the year before, and then Washington takes command, and then in spring of '76 they're able to lay siege to Boston, dragging those cannon overland from Fort Ticonderoga and setting them up on Dorchester Heights. Are finally able to force the British out of Boston. And after that happens, Washington knows that the British leave heading north, going to their main base in Halifax. And when they do that, Washington knows that they're going to come back. They're not done, of course, but he kind of correctly assumes that they're going to look for the next base within the colonies to go set up shop in and use that as the next base for their operations. And he's able to correctly guess that they're going to pick New York City to be that base. So he takes the army overland to New York and actually gets there first and is able to start digging in and start creating some defensive positions. But New York City is a pretty hard place to defend, especially if, like, for the Americans, you don't have much of a navy because it's a terrain that's really dominated by the waterways. Talking, a series of islands, big and small, where you've got water on all sides, and if you don't have a navy, it's really tough to not put yourself in a position where you could get trapped. And for people who know a little about this battle, that is what almost happens to the Continental Army. And this is one of those battles that could easily have been a disaster for the Americans. There's no way to know, of course, but it certainly is possible that if it had gone worse, that the revolution could have been snuffed out or at least, set back by months or years if things had gone worse than they did. But the British do show up, and the Washington had dug in on Manhattan and was looking to fortify on Long Island as well. So the British choose Staten Island as their initial landing place when they show up in the summer of '76. And both sides, of course, know that they're kind of looking to provoke a fight eventually. Washington assumes again that they will head for Manhattan eventually, but he thinks that they may, launch at least a come about it at a roundabout way, or even launch a diversionary attack. So he is looking at Long Island and thinking that the British may come that way, but he's convinced that that probably will be the diversionary part of this. So the decision that he makes that does, sometimes come in, historians look at it and judge him harshly, is for dividing his army. He basically splits his army in two and sends half of it across the East River to Long Island to present-day Brooklyn, and then the other half is on Manhattan. So the British do decide to invade Long Island, but it's not a diversion. It is, in fact, their main effort. They, decide to use their naval power to their advantage and transport it to, try and hit just a section of the Continental Army and kind of destroy what's over there and then cross over the East River and then trap the rest of their army on Manhattan so they can't get away. And they come really close to doing that. But what we're playing here in this scenario tonight is kind of one of two significant halves of this battle on Long Island. Washington is not present on Long Island. He's originally designates John Sullivan as the commander over here. Sullivan takes ill, and so he ends up putting Israel Putnam in charge instead. So Putnam is the American commander here. But before all that happens, Washington is kind of arraying his forces, and he puts most of them on the high ground, Brooklyn Heights, as we would call it today. And these are not super high, obviously, mountains. They're relatively small hills, but it's enough to create a good defensive position. And like any series of hills, there's a number of passes that go through them. And as you learn when you read a lot about military history, whether it's the Revolution or the Civil War or any big conflict in the 19th century or 18th century, whenever you're defending passes, it seems like there's always one more than what you can actually defend. And there's always one that you don't know about or is a surprise, and that is exactly what happens here. The British do some pretty good reconnaissance work and figure out that the Americans have left one pass that's kind of all the way on the left end of the American line, or kind of the northern end of Long Island, undefended, or very almost undefended. It's just kind of a handful of people there. And the British decide to take their best troops. They send the light infantry and the grenadiers under General Clinton to march around that end and outflank the American line. And while they're doing that, on the other end is this battle, what we're playing here tonight, where James Grant leads the rest of the British Army into kind of what isn't an attack, but it's kind of a holding action where they're basically just trying to fix the American position in place and fix these troops in place so that they can't respond to that flanking action that's going on the other side of the battlefield. So it works very, very well. And it takes, this incredible, almost heroic stand by some Maryland troops on the other end of the line to stave off total disaster. And the almost miraculous nature of that is that in spite of the fact that it's a really, this is a British blowout, basically, the Americans are still able to mostly escape over the river. They get very lucky the night after this battle here, where fog rolls in, and they're able to obscure the American lines. And Washington's able to organize a rescue party, basically, where they ferry these troops over the East River back to Manhattan and they get away. If the British had been able to see that, had their navy in a little bit closer to the East River, they were kind of standing out a little bit because Washington had set up some obstacles in the river to prevent them from sailing up into the river. And there were some defensive positions on both sides, some forts that were trying to protect the river, but they weren't very strongly held. And if the British had realized how weak they were, they probably could have gotten in. And if the fog had not happened, they probably could have observed what was going on and very well could have, destroyed these small boats that were ferrying the troops over and probably captured or destroyed at least half the Continental Army, if not the whole. So it was a pretty lucky set of circumstances that allowed the bulk of the survivors of the American side of this battle to escape and lived on to fight another day. This will be the holding action part of the battle that we're playing, although as you can see from the battle, the American troops are all not the highest quality. These are
Right.
militia and the provincial troops again,
Right.
just a handful of regulars.
The speed bump brigade, if you will.
Yeah, exactly. And they're not over here. I know we're fighting over that Battle Hill, and the American troops aren't even on that hill yet, so they're not in a great. I know we said, like, when we fought the Bunker Hill battle here, that we thought, oh, this looks like probably an easy British victory. It didn't actually turn out in our games, but
Right.
for this are again that kind of weak provincial and militia force. But unlike Bunker Hill, I don't think they're sitting on nearly as good terrain as they were there, where at least they were behind those fences and had some terrain helping them out. Some of this line is sitting there on some hills and forests, but the other half of it is kind of just floating there,
Right. Yeah.
floating in the open. So
It's definitely
yeah,
a foot race. The cards will bear out who will get to Battle Hill first and be able to
mm,
defend it, it would seem. Well, thank you for that historical background. That gives me some new perspective on this evening. As per usual, we're going to start. I'm going to play the British for our first game. And then, since this is an 8-banner game tonight, we will more than likely have to do this in 2 sessions. But who can say, right? It could be,
yeah.
as you
I mean,
say, that holding action could be a blowout before you know.
yeah. When you have this many provincials and militia on the board, 8 banners does not necessarily mean it'll be a long game, but we
And
will.
I am opening the scenario information now, and to accentuate that point, I think is this is the one of the scenarios where we will seem to have a lot of floating victory point challenges or
Yeah.
temporary banners available to us. So just kind of going through the special rules here with the battle notes. On the continental side, Rob will have 5 command cards and 4 combat cards to start with. Putnam and this is interesting. I mean, you've got 4 leaders over there, so I think usually we've had 2 or 3. Now we've gotten 4. I have 5 command cards and 4 combat cards, so we're equally loaded on commandability, it would seem. And
Mhm.
I have Grant as the overall leader, and I have 2 Grant leaders on the board, which is
Oh, I
I
just
don't,
saw that.
yeah, I don't know if that
Well,
was intentional or it's Grant Secretary A, Grant Secretary B. I don't know. But as we mentioned, this is an 8 victory banner scenario tonight. We will have opening cannonade and the 5 hexes of Battle Hill, which is over here on the British right and the continental left, is one of the ones we talked about. So it is a majority control that gives the banners to, so 1 banner for the Continentals if they have a majority control, or 2 banners for the British players. So that's intriguing right there. And it only goes to the side, obviously, that controls the majority. So 3 out of 5 for those math wizards out there. The Coralou House, am I pronouncing that right? The Coralou?
I don't actually know. I'd have to look it up, to be
This
honest.
this famous house,
I see on the map,
that's right,
Portal U, and then in the
Coralou,
note,
right?
Corelli. So
Um,
I don't know. Yeah, I would
I
have to research that
I took the liberty of placing a temporary British, or excuse me, temporary Continental banner there underneath, and so that is a V for victory. It is currently 1 free banner for the Continentals, and the last one to control that location will get the victory banner. So that can change hands potentially. The road hex up there with the provincials on the north, or the top part of the map, right under the word continental, that 1 hex there is worth 2 banners for the British as a temporary one if they occupy that at the beginning of their turn. So another, very pre-scripted kind of put you on rails to go, 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 British player, move. Um, and we'll see if that bears out tonight. I don't know. I mean, that's a long way to go with these very slow troops. And then
one.
Gowanus.
You do have the road there, and
Yeah, we're going to talk about the terrain here in a moment. That's a road feature is new for us, I think. So I was wondering if it was going to factor into movement. So clearly it does. We have Gowanus Creek there, which is fordable, but like everything, it's treated like a marsh. So there will be step losses when you are trying to cross it. It's over there off to the side, so short of being retreated across it and having to come back, I can't imagine we're going to intentionally cross that. I'm going to open the terrain chart here and look at the roads and how those work. So a unit move is increased up to 2 hexes, but they must start and move along and end on that self-same road. And there's
yeah, and I know from having to look this up in the clarifications, it's maybe not quite clear on how it's worded, but when it says it's increased up to 2, so it's basically saying it adds to
so you can
to
go
whatever movement normally would be.
Okay, so for example, a Highland on there could go 2 and battle. They could go up to 4. Okay, so it's our strategic moving terrain feature. Potentially, these one movement blocks can go up to 3, provided they're not encountering battle along that road. So that makes sense. Okay, great. Well, good clarification on that. So yeah, it does potentially make a tantalizing target for that hexa there at the top. Opening thoughts before we get underway.
I'm afraid. I'm very afraid. As the American. I'm, yeah.
I suspect that to be a fib, sir, because I know your prowess with the game. So I have seen you make something out of nothing, and these provincials, while they seem to be a little shaky, you could probably rally them and get them moving. So I don't know.
I
I'm
mean, the cards can always, obviously,
yeah,
give you possibilities. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's the American position is not a great one starting off here. So I'm
right.
just to hope and see what the cards let me do and see if I can some surprises. I don't know.
I
We'll see.
agree. I agree. I am the same. So I have looked over the board and I've seen that I have a Highland unit which has some potential. The light cannons are going to do what the light cannons do here at the beginning, and maybe I'll score a block or a retreat or something. But who is to say? But I think that is all, and we are ready to get underway. I guess I am going first, so I will draw my cards first.
And we do have opening cannonade
So
here
do we do
too.
that before the card draw, or do we do that after the card draw?
Yeah, when you look at setting up the game, it includes all the sequence of drawing cards and all. So yeah, I believe we draw the cards first.
Okay, it gives us something to mull over briefly. All right, so here are my 5 cards: 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 combat cards: 2, 3, and 4. Okay.
All right, I'll draw mine.
And as I recall, with Cannonade, we start with the British, and then we just alternate back 1 and 4. Yeah, and we'll each get. Well, I'll get 2. You'll get 1. I think you only have 1 piece, right?
Yeah, I have the one
Okay.
there. So yep.
Okay. Well, I guess perhaps then to stave off the possibility of that piece hitting me, we will start with the 1 and start an artillery duel with yours up here. I do have line of sight with only half of that terrain covering, right, along that spine.
That's right. Yep.
Okay. And let's see, 2, 2, 1, 1. If I'm looking at lights correctly, it's
Mm-hmm.
been a while. Okay, so just 1 die for that, and then 1 for full strength. So here comes 2 dice at you, and a big nothing.
So I think I will shoot at your artillery there, and that's also going to be 2 dice.
Okay. Same.
Okay.
Right. So ineffective.
I was considering maybe I should, in this case, do the retire after there, where you can move back 2 hexes.
Sure.
Although I guess I won't do that. I'm going to stay where
Okay.
he's in a decent spot there for now. So we'll stay.
All right. So I will say that one is done, and we will fire this one over here at, I think, the only target we've got. 2, 2, 1. So 2 dice at your rifles, and they are in woods, it looks like. So here goes 2 dice, and nothing. Okay. And I think that one will stand as well. So that is the opening cannonade for whatever it was worth.
Such as it was.
A
Okay.
show of force, if you will. All right. So what do we got here? We will do at the quick step.
Oh. Well, you're not wasting time.
Yeah. All right. So for each command card, that's 5. Get 5 units activated in linked hexes, and they can move 1 more than their normal. So discard that. So we'll do those. We'll go basically like that.
Okay, yeah.
And only infantry can do melee combat, no ranged, so that is basically all.
Yep.
All right. So I will draw a card back up, and it is over to you, sir.
Start off with a scout card. For the one, particularly vulnerable at the moment, but take this guy. Before these provincials are swept from the field, they'll take a shot at your regular. So he's going to be one at that range. Full.
That's a hit.
That is a hit. All right, let me draw combat cards. Okay.
All right. I feel we should continue on with that stratagem and advance on the right.
Oh, and you just now, already on this turn, got that.
Oh, because it's, well, I thought it was Oh, so I do have the majority.
Oh,
Got
yeah,
it.
you have
Right.
the majority.
Right.
1-0.
1-0. Okay, yeah.
You've
So
got two banners just for that now.
for some reason, I interpreted that as you always had to have at least 3, but I guess you just have to have more than everybody else. So
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will grab some. I'll grab some markers here real quick and just kind of throw them on there, so I see that we got temporary ones here. So there and there. Okay. Good. All right, so we're going to then advance on the right and those 3. So we'll go there, there, and my wood can go up to 3, so he'll go 1, 2, and 3. All right, so ranged combat. The regulars up here fire on that provincial, and is 2 to there, and they are no longer full strength, nor do they have leaders. So anything to add to that? 1 die. Okay, that's a nothing. So that is all. And drawing back up. Okay, over to you.
Oh, let's try this one.
Always good.
So we'll make that Parsons and his guys. Firing. Take shooting at that guy, so that's 2 for range, 3 for full strength, and 4 for the card.
Okay, so we got a hit.
1 hit. And the next guy over. We'll keep it up. He's only got 1 at that range, so that's 3 dice from him.
Ooh,
Well, hey!
look at you.
Nice shooting.
Good job, squirrel hunters. Okay. There you go.
Anytime they can send a regular to the grave.
That's right.
Nice achievement. All right, last guy. Let's see. Let's see, 1 at range, 1 for full strength. He's -1 because they moved, and he does not get the card because he's not adjacent to the leader. So he's just got 1 die.
Okay.
That and a combat card.
I think we will do a forward card. And 2 from each section ready to go. So they will go there, 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 and there. So if we can clear that rifle unit out, then we can make better use of the road. So let's start with some combat here. Up here first. Regulars against provincials. We're going to have 2 at range, 1 for full strength. So that's 3 -1 because they moved. So 2 dice. We get a flag.
Can't ignore that. Guess I will take that. So he's going to treat 2. And he is, let's see, -1 on his rally. So he's +1 full strength, -1 for that. So he's got 4 to route.
Okay. Yeah, they're not going anywhere.
Okay.
We'll shoot that side. So he did not move. 1 for range, 2 for full strength. Yeah, so just 2 dice there. And a hit and a retreat, which you can ignore.
And I will.
Okay. 1 down here in the center by the woods has no target. The one in the woods, he's going to lose 2 dice because he moved and he moved into woods. Is that correct?
Yep.
So he would be 2 at range, 3 for full strength, so he'll just have 1 die at your rifles, which you'll probably be able to ignore no matter what. But,
yeah, I will.
Just for practice, we'll do 1 die. And yes, you can ignore that. Alright, so these guys then. Same target, 2 at range, 3 full strength, -1 for moving, so 2 dice. There. Hit, which rifles in the woods.
Yep.
I can ignore.
Mm-hmm.
Boo, I say. Get better hats.
Either roll 2 flags or 2 infantry. It's here to do
challenge accepted. Right, we'll do that here. That's what I'm going to do. So it's also 2 dice there. So here goes. Come on, 2 flags. Oh, all right. It was not to be today. Okay, so that is everybody, and I will return my card and clear the board. Back to you.
He's the one shooting, so he's going to take a shot at your regular on range, 1 for full strength, so 2 dice.
Always the guys on the end. Good job. Alright, so he will back up a step and then make a rally check of 5 dice. And he is there.
This rifle. Shoot at your regular on the road. At that range is 1, and then another 1 for 2 dice at him.
He will shrug it off.
And the rifle up close. We'll stay with the same guy. I'm going to be 3 dice because he's 2 at range and 1.
Ah!
Aha!
Ah!
Aha! Even 1 flag that must be taken is helpful.
Alright. He'll take it. Back up 1. Now 5 dice for him. He's there. Good.
And over to you.
I guess then we'll still try to make the best of that line volley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Broke it up a little bit.
A little bit.
But it's still a lot of incoming fire my way.
That's true. So we'll start with the regular there on you. That's 1 at range, 2 full strength, 3 for the card. 1 hit. Oh, which you can ignore.
And I can ignore that. Yep.
Alright. Moving on. Same target. Now it'll be 4 dice because of range. Okay, so.
Yeah, looks like I have to take one of those. So we'll back up there. And he will rally with 5 dice.
Okay.
Good.
All right. He's done. The light cannon will shoot all the way up there. I believe it's 1 at range, 2 full strength, 3 for card, so 3 dice. In a city or a town or a building, what do you get for that?
It's just a unit symbol, so looks like I do have to take the flag.
Okay.
Not having any support there at the moment. There. And he also is rallying with 5 dice.
Just barely.
That's the one that he needed. Okay.
That's right. Shoot here to your militia. And I believe that is also 3 dice. 2 flags.
Which, thankfully, I think he can ignore both. He's got support and then the hill.
Boo.
Which is a good thing. The
That's
militia and
right.
flags are not a good
I
combination.
wanted them to go swimming in the creek. Alright, so same. So we really need a couple of strikes here. So 3 dice with this one. Last chance. 1 hit.
Yeah, you can. That hit will do you good. All right.
And that is all. So drawing back up. And to you.
Do probe in the center for 2. Do these 2.
I've seen this movie before. I know where they're going. Oh, maybe. Oh, okay.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, yeah, all right. That's
Oh,
good.
you thought I would just go right back into where they were?
Perhaps.
Yeah, let's try this instead. So there won't be any shooting going on, so I'll just draw up.
Okay.
Combat card as well.
I think it's time to this. We will advance on the left. And the 3 that will advance are there, there, and there. And I will also play a leader initiative.
Okay.
And we will activate the other Grant down there in the center. So this unit will go here. Grant on the left will go to him. This unit will go 1, 2, and Grant will go 1, 2, and 3 to join.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And do some shooting. Regular unit here will attack the militia. So we got 2 at range, 3 full strength, 4 for leader, -1 for moving. So 3 dice. And again.
Again. Yes.
These militia are made of sterner stuff. They will not be frazzled. All right, and then Grant. No bat. That's right. Yep. Okay. That's right. We aim to keep it honest and fair here. Okay. So that is all for that. Drawing. And back to you, sir.
Oh. I'm going to do that. Align command with all of these 3 units over here. And I'm going to give the militia a bonus.
They really are made of stern stuff. Farmers with their pitchforks. Bloody colonials.
And I will also sharpshooter to take a shot at what I'm going to assume is the actual Grant. One of the Grants. So before we do any moving, we'll roll a die for Grant looking for a saber. No luck there. Okay. For the move, then we're just going to move just up onto there, and then we're going to do some shooting. Let's do them first. So they will shoot at Grant's guy. They've got 2 at range, 3 for full strength, and 4 for the leader. So 4 dice altogether. Can ignore that flag.
We shall.
And the militia are just 1 at that range, and another 1 from the militia bonus card, so they've got 2 dice. Well, that unit is acquitting itself pretty well.
They are your MVPs thus far this evening.
I
will say, yeah. 2 hits and a leader check.
Yep. Okay. Now, if they had pegged Grant on a leader check too, then I would say
you just retire from the game right now.
I don't honor for all of them. Right, and that was it. That was my big line command of all of 2 units.
Okay. What to do here? We'll do this. See if we can't press that left side a little bit.
Yeah.
So it will be all of these. Grant will go there. He will go there. He will go there. And he's going to go there. And only the melee combat from regulars. So, alright. I think we'll start with Grant against these militias, these pesky militias. Looks like it will be 3 dice there, short of any. Yeah, so.
I'm going to
Run away! I'm sorry, retire and reform.
retire.
Orderly withdrawal.
Retire.
Advance to the rear.
Retirement. So you do still get to take your shot.
All right, here's 3 dice, but I only hit with the symbol, right? The infantry symbol. Okay, so looking for infantry symbols. 1 hit. But that was a really good option to evade.
They move back to go back over there. It's a little more hidden back over there.
And that allows me to still take ground, right?
Can, but you don't get a bonus
You
melee.
don't get the bonus melee. Okay. I do like the idea of taking that hill, so I will take that hill.
Okay.
And now we'll do these guys against your provincials.
And against him, I will say.
You better be burning through all of those cards.
I didn't map the progressive collection of combat cards here. So.
Nice. I haven't even seen this one before. So it's a first strike card.
Oh, it's yes. I think it's just the one where you get to shoot first.
Right. Nice.
So I will shoot at you first with 4 dice.
Okay. That is some mischievous devilry right there. Okay, so I have to take 2 of them.
Yep.
All right. So they will just fall back into the woods there. And here is their rally attempt with 5 dice. And they make it. Okay. All right, well, let's try that act once again. Same. So 4 dice here. Right, 2. No, they moved.
Yeah, no, it's.
So I think it's 2 at range, 1 for full strength, 3. But the quick step precluded me from losing, right?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's no. Oh no, wait.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't negate the movement.
It doesn't negate. Okay, so it's just 2 dice then.
You get to move 1 more than normal, but other than that, so
okay.
yeah, I think you got 2 dice.
Okay, 2. Here we go, 2 dice, and you can ignore that, of course.
Come back with 4 dice.
Oof, man.
1 hit.
1 hit and 2 retreats, which I have to take. So they fall back. And now rallying with 3 dice. And they just barely make it. Okay. Very effective repulse. Nicely done. Okay. So I will take my card. And that is all.
I think I'll do outflanked. Starting over here on right side, he will shoot at your regular on the hill at range 1 of full strength, so 2 dice. Man,
Sharpshooters tonight.
I guess so.
Okay.
Done. Guy next to him, down 1 for the not at full strength, so he's 1 die. Well then.
Man,
You have magic in a bottle.
clearly.
Just use it. So let's see what happens with Gist on Grant.
Give him the bayonet.
So he's going to be 4 dice against Grant's guy.
Okay.
Roll.
That wipes
That
him
will
out.
do it for him.
Well, that was and honestly earned. All right, hit. We give you that, and go ahead and take a shot at Mr.
Die, right?
Grant. It's all
Well,
right.
he's
So he
okay.
falls back 3. Okay. Clearly repulsed.
Should I advance into there? I think I'll stay where I'm at, in the woods. I like that a little better. So no advance, and then rifle. Shoot at your artillery. He's 2 at range, 3 for full strength. So 3 dice.
Okay.
1 flag.
He falls back 1. And rallies with 5 dice. Woo! Can't afford to get those pieces taken.
That would have been, if he had failed that, I mean,
Yeah.
that would have been truly a decisive turn in the game, maybe. But he makes it. All right, he's good. That was an outflank. Just drawn.
I think perhaps if I don't use this now, I may not get a good chance to use it. So we will set a bombardment with both of our units, and they will get. We will move this one 2 hexes there in lieu of shooting, and this one will attempt to bombard the house again with 1 at range, 1 full strength, and 2 extra for the card. So 4 dice. And nothing. Big old nothing, and nothing. All right, that's par for the course where I'm coming from. All right, back to you.
Time for a line volley, I believe.
Of course it is.
We'll start off with the regular. I guess he'll shoot a. So he's 1 at range, 1 for full strength, and 1 for the card. It's 3 dice. I was gonna have him shoot at the artillery too. That was the, I guess I should have stuck with that. Okay. Rifle. All right, let's do what I thought probably should have done. Now I'm gonna reverse it, I'm sure.
You're gonna chase the target.
Yeah, chasing the dice now instead of the good shot. No. So he is also 3 dice here, shooting at the artillery.
Okay, we will ignore that.
Yep. Just ignore all of that. My light artillery, your light artillery is 2 at range, 3 for full strength, 4 for the card. A hit.
A hit. All right.
And last but not least is that rifle. Well, I guess he'll stick on the same target there. Yeah.
All right.
Yes, he will. So let's see. Also 3 dice for him. Right. Draw up a card. And.
All right. I believe I need to do this now.
Gulp.
Well, if you're watching this for the first time and you've never ever seen 5 dice go cold, pay attention, folks. Here it comes. All right, so here's 5 dice. Ideally, I want leader symbols, because then, or a flag. I want flags in this one, so I want flags. And then we will reshuffle our decks individually. Okay, so here's 5 dice. Ooh, okay. So I get 1 infantry and 3 of my choice.
Yeah.
And we will get an additional die for the turn. Um, yeah, we'll do those 3. Yeah, they'll move. They'll move up. And they will move up. Alright, so let's start with the shooting then. Start here in the middle with the light cannon against yours. So that'll be 2 at range and 1 for the card. So 3 dice.
Yep.
And we got a hit.
Hit it is. Okay.
Right. Moving on. These guys will go after the unit in the house. So it's 2 at range, 3 full strength, 4 for Grant, 5 for the card, -1 because they moved, so 4 dice. Here goes. And, 2 banners.
Yeah. Don't think either of those are ignorable. I think I'm gonna have him retreat onto Sterling.
Okay.
So he will rally with 4, 5, 6 dice.
Oh, good go. There you go. And they are done. And the light cannon here will shoot into the woods there at your provincials. Just so 2 range, 3 full strength, 4 for the card. Here goes. And a whole lot of nothing. Well, they can ignore the. Yeah, they can ignore that because they've got a leader.
Just lets him ignore the
Yeah.
flag.
Okay. So that, and then finally, this one here will go against them. And it's 1 at range, 1 full strength, 1 for the card, -1 for moving, so 2 dice.
Yep.
Here we go. Nothing. Okay. Now, so reshuffle all decks.
Yep.
And then we will both get 2 combat
Draw.
cards. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so let's see if we can get this one to work correctly. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Alright. And here is my combat card, or command card first, and then 2 combat cards. Alright.
And draw my combat cards.
And it is over to you.
So I am going to play counterattack.
Very good.
Could also go with 4 king or country. I'll go with country in this
Yes,
case.
of course.
Well, so what I think I'm going to do is play reform to try and get a block back as well. So my question is, on the card, after playing the command card, but before ordering the units, attempt to reform a unit that's lost. But I'm wondering, because it's for king or country, do I make the roll
I think
first?
you need to make the roll first, yeah, to see what
And
units.
then I do this reform?
Right.
Okay. So it was 5 dice on for king or country, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. So I will. Well, not great, but not horrible. But okay, so that answers the question. I'll definitely play that reform card on the light artillery unit.
Sure.
So I will. He is adjacent to a leader, so I will go with 2 dice for him. Hold on, before I lose these. Well, it's in the messages. All right, I can. So here's the 2 dice for that. All right, so he gets 1 back. So I've got artillery, infantry, and a flag. So I'll definitely go with him for the artillery, that guy for the infantry, and everybody's getting 1 bonus die for that. That rifle there for the flag. So those 3. I'm starting off with the provincial. Take a shot at your guy up on the hill. And he's Let's see, 1 at range, 2 for full strength, and 3 for the card. 3 dice. Nope. Now then, for the artillery, let's go after your artillery still. So 2 at range, 3 for full strength, 4 for the card. 1 hit.
1 hit.
And the rifle will do the same, but he's 1 at range, so this is down to 3 dice. So we reshuffle again and draw 2 combat cards again.
Yes, that's right.
So, and you said you did your command card first, right?
That's what. Yeah, I reshuffled it and then yeah.
Really matter, but
Yeah,
I'll
I
draw
did.
up that. So I've got that, and then all right, do my 2 combat cards.
Let's do the advance in the center. And we'll do these 3. And I think we'll just move them like that. And I will play training. So the unit with Grant trying to impress their leader will show their training
Yep.
and not be degraded. Okay. And the artillery cannot shoot because it moved. Regulars cannot. I don't think they have line of sight. I think really the only one we got going on here is this regular will go after your regular there.
Got it again.
Son of a ring. All right.
lot of whites of eyes being seen.
Yes. Bayonets are fixed.
It's only 3 dice though, so it's not the end of the world potentially. But 3 dice it is. He'll shoot first.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Nothing. All right.
Basically nothing. Yep.
All right. So we are 2 at range, 3 full strength, 4 for Grant. Yes. Anything to add to that? No. Okay. So we will just do 4 dice. Here we go. And a hit and a retreat.
All right. Goes there. Give him 2 more. Rally check. So that's going to give him 5 dice to do his rally with.
Okay.
Ooh. All right.
A punishing roll otherwise. Grant will take ground and go after him again.
Okay. They no longer have training. They've lost all
A little more
training.
disorderly now. Okay, so 3 dice then. 2 range check. Right. 3 dice because of the movement. Okay, here we go. 3 dice. A hit.
So they have to take that, but they do have support now, so
Right.
they can ignore the flags, so they can shoot back with 2. No.
Okay. And that, I believe, is all.
Okay. I think we got to go with Continental Leadership.
You always seem to have the best cards at just the precise right time. Squirrel them away until just this moment.
That is the idea. We can make it work.
I will sit at the feet of the master and learn. Maybe.
So Sterling is the leader. He gets his guy, and then 4 adjacent going. So everybody who's not with Sterling don't think anybody's going to move. I think I'm pretty much just going to stay put. So we'll see how that works. Let's start off with Sterling Grant. So he's 2 at range, 3 for full strength, and 4 for Sterling. Doesn't get a bonus from the card. So 4 dice. So ignorable. So next down the line, we'll do the regular. And he is getting a bonus from the card now, so he is also 4 dice. One hit and 1 flag that must be taken.
Okay. All right.
Although I guess I should do the leader check to see.
Right. Go ahead and do that.
Ignore both. Yeah. All right.
Fine. All right. So he goes there, and now we have 4 dice for that. I will throw that in just for an ounce of caution.
Yeah.
So 6 dice. And okay.
Okay. All right. Regulars up next. They will just be 2 dice at range. Take his target marker with him. There we go. 2 dice. Grant. So we will do artillery next at Grant.
Okay. We'll ambush that.
All right. Well, you were due for one.
Right. So we get 4 dice there, or 3 dice rather.
Yep.
Okay, so 3 dice. Come on, cannons. We get a saber.
Hit. Yeah. All right. So I am, I believe, just 2 dice then. Yeah.
Okay.
2 dice.
And
A hit.
some grape. Okay. Hit. And
Check.
Check. He's good.
But not least, the rifles. And they are going to be 2 at range, 3 for full strength. 3 dice, but no sabers for them. So
Okay.
3 dice.
One more.
Oh, just about whittling them down. Leader check. Oh. Very close, but not quite. Okay, so that's everybody. I'm not drawing a command card, but I do draw a combat card. Okay.
We'll do a bayonet attack. And it will be here, here, and here. Those 3. This one will go to there. He will go to there. And he will go to there. Alright. No movement reduction on this one. So, see if we can get the last full measure out of Grant and some of these other guys. We'll start over on the left side against Gist. So it looks like it'll be 4 dice there. Here goes.
Oh, no.
Is that with no
But
movement?
can you still move through the woods, though? Because normally you'd have to stop in the woods.
Gotcha.
I don't
So
think it lets you terrain restrictions.
let's do that then. So 1, 2.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. He
Yeah,
can just go
better.
there.
Okay.
All good.
All right. Okay. So over here for Gist. 4 dice. And 1 hit. Yeah, they're not light, so... Okay, here's the leader check. Nothing.
All right, and they come back at you with 3 dice.
They do get sabers or do not get sabers?
They Good question. I think they do. I think it's just militia. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
just militia.
right.
Don't.
Okay.
Yep.
Wow. Punishing. I am just digging my own hole here. But I do that each and every week, so come on back and see it again next time. Give me a leader check.
Fine.
Okay. All right. We are actually going to hopefully score something other than this hill hex, I hope, tonight. All right. So 3 dice on this provincial. Here goes. And just 1 hit.
All right. Shooting back with 2.
1, 2, and now he gets a 6 die rally check. He's good, just barely. Wow. Okay, so they are done. And now the main event, the title bout. Try this again. 3 dice.
Run
Rob! All right. Let's see if we can get some foiled again. I'll get you next time, Gadget. Right. So I get the shot at him first, though, right?
You do.
Okay. So, 3 dice, only unit symbols will hit. Ah. All right. Flushed him away.
And advance.
Yeah, I can. Hooray. That is so tantalizing. But I will ignore that advance. And I will take my command card and go home. Back to you.
Well. All right, I'm gonna try to really put the hammer down. Playing a string of pretty good cards here.
Yeah.
Liberty or death, it is. So 5 dice, and to see who we can order.
Sabers.
1 saber, but the others, that's pretty good. All right, so those are the 4. So let's start. I don't think anybody's gonna move, so we'll still trying to pick off this guy on the hill.
Yeah.
1 range, 2 full strength, 3 for the card. 3 dice. Well, that might do it.
That might do it.
We'll see.
Okay, so he falls back 2. And gets 1 die. 1 die. Hey! And just stay there for a while.
See what happens over here with Gist versus Grant. Be nominally 2 at range, 3 for the leader, and 4 for the card dice against Grant. Shall I roll the dice?
You shall. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait before. Yeah. Let me double check that. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Man. I tell you, if I did not have bad luck, I would have. Okay. And give me a leader check.
1 for the leader.
Okay. So he will fall back to there. Oops. No. No. He will fall. No. Okay.
And next is Sterling, shooting at Grant. So he's 2 at range, 3 for full strength, 4 for Sterling, 5 for the card. 5 dice.
Right. Okay, there you go.
And 1 die for Grant. Nope.
He falls.
Still alive.
He falls all the way back to that regular.
Okay. And last one up is the rifle. We'll shoot that artillery. And he's 2 at range, 3 for full strength, 4 for the card. 1 hit.
One at a time. Okay. Okay. Boy, oh boy. Did I say this was going to be long tonight? I don't. We're doing great on time. Here's one die for them. Hey!
Oh, man! 2 of those. All right. Let's see, that was... Yeah, I'd not drawn a command card, but I am drawing a combat. Okay.
Options are dwindling. But... Okay. We'll advance in the center. And... we will go... 1, 2, and 3. Agnew will move up to join, just to give some unwavering support for them. And we'll do an
Just in case I'm not sure if you're remembering, the leaders don't.
They do not add to it, right? Yeah, just
fire.
help.
They will help him in
Right.
flags. Yes. All right, just making sure you're remembering.
Yeah, no. But I will give infantry range bonus to Grant's regulars. So since they did not move, and they will shoot at the light unit there. So 1 for range, 2 full strength, 3 Grant, and 2 more for the card. So 5 dice.
Yeah.
And what are they sitting in? Are they on a hill? Yes.
Hill.
Okay.
Yep.
So 5 dice.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm gonna miss.
Yeah. All right. Okay. That is all. Drawing up. Back to you.
Center. With those 2. Trying to pick off that artillery unit for the rifle. 1 at range and 2 full strength. Yeah, 2 dice. Nope. And light artillery will also be 2 dice. 2 at range and nothing else.
Okay. They know how to hit cannons, I guess. All right. So, take a shot at Agnew.
1 for the leader.
He's all right.
Gets
So
away.
he falls all the way back to there.
Command card. And combat card.
We will assault on the left.
Okay.
And we will do... There's 3. And... there. Actually, let's do this. Put them there, and onto the road. Okay. So cannon cannot fire, but the regulars can. I'll target them, and we'll add some training. So looks like 2 at range, 1 for full strength, or excuse me, 1 for leader. So 3 dice.
Yep.
Okay. Grrr, I hate
The
dice.
thumbs up the night there. Huh?
Okay. Alright. This gets better and better and better. Alright. So that is all. Drawing up to you.
So salt in the center, those 3, 4. Now let's see, the regulars will take the road.
Yep.
Rifles just move as they always do anyway, but into the house. Like onto that rifle. You will take a shot. Grant's guy. And that's going to be 1 at range, 1 for full strength, 1 for the leader. So 3 dice. It's a hit and at least 1 flag.
Boy, oh boy. Okay, go ahead.
Check. Lives.
Okay, so they will fall back 1. I cannot make any forward progress.
Really.
All right, so we have 4 dice rally. And just barely make it.
Light artillery. Let's see. Yeah, he can see them. It's going to be just 1 die, I think. Yeah, just 1 die at range. 1 die shot.
Okay, shuck it off.
Draw a card.
All right, we're gonna do inspired leader in the center. Enough of this dilly-dallying.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So Grant will activate all 4 of these. All right, so I think we're just gonna do 1, 2, 1, 2 into the woods. We're just kind of using this as a kind of a quick step thing. Grant on the left will get a shot. So he will take a shot at the Provincials. So that's 2 dice after the movement penalty, I think. So here goes. And nothing of value. So I will get 1 combat card. And 1 command card. Okay, over to you. Yep.
Definitely time for a line.
I do just keep walking right into it. I mean, it's what the British did, apparently.
And I think I will reform for the artillery there. To Atlas. So he'll get 2 dice for a reform. He succeeds. All of them shoot. So start with them at Grant. So they're 2 at range, 3 for full strength, 4 for the leader, 5 for the line volley. One of those must be taken.
One of those must be taken. Okay.
At least 1.
Yep. So we'll go there. And we will now get 4 dice to rally. And we will rally.
We'll stick with him.
Sure.
That light artillery is 2 at range, 3 for full strength, 4 for the card.
Okay.
1 more.
Yeah. Okay. Here's 4 dice again. Just barely.
Okay. I guess we'll go Sterling against Grant. So that's going to be 2 dice at range, 3 for full strength, 4 for the leader, 5 for the card. And 1 flag.
Okay. So 4 dice for him. Nope.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. All my best plans, just ashes in my mouth here. So he will fall away. And now, let's double check how this works for him. Leader attached to a unit that fails its rally check must make a 2 dice rally check. Okay, so I need a flag. Here we go. Nope. All right, congratulations. That was well done. So here are my thoughts. I will just throw all these on the table as if I'm just like
It
just
was a painful game for you, I know. So
it
you have
was
the
well.
empathy.
So as always, we'll put the big. Let's put all the cards and dice aside and talk about more or less pure strategy and my shortcomings therein.
Hmm.
I feel in this one, I think this highlighted most of all that there is a cadence to this game, and we kidded about chasing the target, chasing trying to chase those cannons and everything on the dice. This one always felt like either I was being impatient and just trying to do too much too fast, or I was just always okay. Next thing, I got it. This is I the next I got a plan, and then it's like, oh, okay. Rob pushed me
Hmm.
away, knocked
Uh,
out one unit that destroyed the line volley. Okay, whatever. But yeah, this one always seemed like no matter what I was doing, the cadence was just off, just ever so slightly.
yeah.
To use a Star Trek reference, we were phase shifted into a different reality, so you could only see Ensign Rowe for a moment, and then she was gone, but she couldn't talk to anybody. That's what I felt like here, where it's like, ugh, and then of course you were just getting all these precision shots with these wonderful sharpshooters from the rugged backwoods of the colonies. It
Yeah.
just, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we were joking about that in the beginning, but here, yeah, the militia units and the provincial units got some good dice there for sure.
and it just always
Yeah,
seemed like I didn't, and I'm not going to blame the cards. It's just, when I needed a rally card, that's you can't depend on that. But I try to optimize like you do with, okay, I'm going to make sure that that unit with the leader tries to stay as fresh as possible, and to get up there and perhaps do the most damage, and then whiffs the roll. So that that's out of my control, but that's the only disheartening part is that you just feel a little off. Like there's no reason this battle shouldn't have inflict at least 1 in 4 or something, but
yeah.
it is what it is.
I know. I right off the bat, I was drawing, as you saw too. I was drawing, geez, combat cards on almost every card that I played in the beginning.
Right.
At one point, I think I had like 8 or 9 combat cards sitting in my hand. So
Yeah. Yeah.
it was nice that I was getting those and I was able to save them up and then use them at some critical times.
Right.
Um, yeah, I think the one thing I noticed, is that I thought you were gonna sit back and just kind of like take some range shots at me and sup on me and maybe get a line volley or two in there, kind of
But
whittle me down that range before you charged
and
in.
I think that's clearly that's the secret. But even when I do get a line volley or something, I mean, whenever I try to, or whenever I'm forced to leave it to the dice, rolling 4 dice or 5 dice
Yeah,
or whatever, and I'm not scoring, so I feel like okay, then I have to take the ancient mindset. I have to get up there in your face and try to do something with sabers, but that's not working either because
I
you had
think.
those whites of your eyes that were just
Yeah,
punt away.
I
Yeah,
feel like whenever I'm always, especially if you see that the other player has been drawing a lot of combat cards, I just assume that they've got,
right,
either whites of their eyes or I forget what the other one is. There's a command card that has that on it too. You just sort of like have to assume that
right.
the other guy has one and is going to play
Well,
it.
I
And
am. Yeah, I'm.
I
I'm
think,
holding a first strike that I just drew a few
oh yeah,
turns
that's
ago,
right. Right.
and
Yeah,
yeah. I was waiting for you to come get into Grant's face, but you got a couple of retreats, and you were picking him
yeah.
off again at range. So,
The
uh,
one with this too is that there isn't any time pressure on the British. Like there's a few scenarios I know where it's like every time you play a scout card, you earn a victory point for yourself. So
right,
it creates time pressure on the other side to attack. And that isn't the case here. And I think the other thing too is that the Americans really don't have anywhere. There's no good defensive line to sit on if you kind of push them off of where they start out at on the hills in the middle around that house and kind of where my units are in the center right now. If you
mhm,
push them back even 1 hex, like there's no good terrain to sit on after that. They're
right.
just sitting there out in the open. So I think for the British, it's if the cards allow you to, it's definitely worthwhile to not. to sit back at 2 or 3 hexes and wait it out, I guess, if you will, and
Well, but
try and use some, if section commands are all you have, then
right.
then do that, and maybe you have a combat card or two that gives you a bonus, and see if you can whittle down the Americans a little bit. And yeah, there's so many militia and provincials on the board, and that they're not, and they start spread out too. Like I got these little clusters of units, but I don't have a nice line set up anywhere.
Right.
Get everybody moving in a line at once.
Well, your artillery tonight was probably the most effective that I've ever seen it, but I don't know if that's
Yeah.
just because I was throwing so many bodies right in front of it all the time. But every time I would try to get my light up there ready to shoot, I was spending so much time moving it that it never really got an effective shot. Even that bombard was of middling use because it just fired into the woods, and the provincials went, "Ha ha, we ignore." Yeah, a little disheartening, but it's certainly a challenge. And I think I'm just trying to develop the understanding of, as you said, maybe hold back with the British and just fire at range, but finding that happy medium of 2 or 3 hexes to at least get 2 dice, 3 dice. I mean, because if you're just sitting there throwing 2 dice all night, at range, I can't imagine, especially with the terrain like that they're on. You're not doing anything. But exploiting the
I mean,
wing,
I think it's
exploiting the wings on this one was really challenging,
mhm.
without a doubt.
I think for a unit not on any terrain, even firing 2 dice at them is worthwhile. Because
Okay,
yeah, I mean, if you get even just one hit on that first hit is always the big thing because it takes 2 dice off of their shot, then
right.
their strength, and then the full strength bonus they lose. So I think if you get even one hit on the Americans and then you use the bayonet charge or the quick step card and you can close with them, and even if they hit you with that ambush or first strike, all they're throwing is 2 dice at you. You've got a pretty
That's
good
true.
chance of
That's true.
withstanding that and then really blowing into them, especially if you have a leader, on your unit then. So I feel like we jinxed ourselves into it again, where it's like, well, this looks like an easy win for the British. We we sort of, or I said that in the beginning. Like, well,
Well,
I don't
I
think
I
we're
think
gonna,
you
I
may
don't
prove.
think we will jinx ourselves this time. It actually will be an easy win for the
Right.
British. And
I think you may
up
prove that
again.
next week. Let's see if I can manage to bungle with the provincial or with the and fail a rally check here and there, or five. But no,
We
no,
didn't
it's good.
have too many failed. I think you just
Just the
had
one,
one.
just the
Yeah,
one. Yeah.
yeah. So that was surprising that we didn't have more of those in this game.
Um, and you seem to you seem to manage to have the rally check on your side, especially with that militia up there at Gowanus Creek. I think you threw a card in that one. So
That was the infantry retire and reform. I think I threw two of those for that one, and then that regular in the center, which saved. Yeah,
oh right,
either of those
right.
could well have been killed off if I hadn't had those. So I was, yeah, it
Yeah.
was one of the nice things about drawing all those combat cards is that I got a couple of those.
Well, then we will switch sides and reconvene, and you'll take the British, and you'll show me how it's done. I have no doubt. But
You
great
never
game,
know.
great game tonight. I wish I could have given you a tad more of a challenge than taking a hill away from you. Ooh, but
But it's called Battle Hill, so you
right.
mean you feel good about that one, right?
Mm, but I will get with you offline, and we will figure out the next time we're going to play.
Yeah.
So,
All
all
right.
right. Well, we will
Sounds
see
good.
you all here next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you've enjoyed this, and feel free to put comments down there and tell me just how poorly I'm doing. I would appreciate some battle strategy tips, or a way to circumvent the dice luck. I haven't figured that out in these many years, but I'll keep trying. So you guys all have a good evening, and we will talk to you next time. Take care.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you.